Hi, welcome to another episode of Mining for Spirits. Thanks for joining us. We're the Paranormal Miners. I'm Caleb. That's Eric. And our special guest tonight is Shawn Kelly from Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Thank you for being on our show, Shawn,
Thank
and
you for having
coming
me.
to spend the evening with
Thank,
us.
thank you. Thank you
Awesome.
for having me. Yes, I'm really excited about tonight.
I am
Yes.
too. So, Shawn, go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am single. Okay, I am single, and I've been in the paranormal field for over 30 years now, um, and I enjoy it. What I like to do with my group, PPS, is to teach people that spirits do exist. And I think people who have a hard time understanding or believing in the spirit world, right?
Right.
They need to learn.
Right.
Okay, so I prefer to go to a lot of private residences, or whatever I can. But I enjoy it. I enjoy teaching people. I have a great, awesome group. I got good people in my group, and it's just it started out as a hobby, but it's more of work now. It's like my second job.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's always I always say it's our hobby too, but it's more like a job for us. But it's a job that you love to
Especially-
do, so it's like you're
yeah.
never working.
Exactly.
Especially for you.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll come home and she'll be like, I talked to this person, this person, this person. We got this going on. And I'm like, wow, I just got home. Let me catch up. And
I do know the feeling on that. Whenever you get like a lot of people like calling you at one time, and it's like, where do I find time in the day in order to, contact these people? You know what I mean? Our big thing, I don't know about you guys, but every time that there was a scary movie that came out, and I'll reference one, The Lady in Black,
I remember that.
the day after that, I got 27 emails from different people stating that they saw a woman in black. And that is no lie. Every time that a scary movie,
Jeepers Scrapers? There are new ones coming
There's a
out.
new one coming.
well, just gonna get ready with the email. But it just seems like a lot of people, whenever they see a show like The Conjuring and stuff like that,
Yeah.
people freak out because they got a baby doll in the room. But you know what? I'm going to share a secret out there to everybody. I'm not afraid of this anymore. Do not put me in a room full of porcelain dolls, baby dolls, any kind of dolls. The reason they scare the crap out
Okay, well, don't look under the bar then.
of me. I haven't been looking here.
Okay.
I would keep my eyes up.
Sorry, if I
Oh,
knew
they
that, I would
are
have got rid of
weird.
them.
Oh no, that's not. Well, I'm with you, so.
I make the dead baby dolls, so.
But I get panic attacks. I
Oh,
don't know about you guys, but I mean,
I hate clowns.
I despise clowns. Honest to God. And my brother, okay, and all my friends, they will send me pictures of clowns.
My
on
family
Facebook.
does that too. My cousin and my sister are assholes and does that.
We allowed to swear.
As long as you don't say the F word, that's all I
Okay.
care.
We
All
are
right,
now.
cool.
Yeah. I don't.
But clowns and baby dolls, I cannot stand. I can go to the most demonic house, not a problem. Deal with an evil spirit, not a
You
problem.
make me want to get up and take those out of the room.
Oh,
now.
no, please. They're okay now. Now that I know that they're there and that they're looking up.
Yeah, they're not
Listen,
looking at you.
Yeah, that's the good part. That's they're all looking. But no, they're sitting cool. It's okay.
Okay.
But is there anything that bothers you guys when you go on investigation? Like,
No.
or makes you kind of freaky? Or
I can't say there is.
Mhm.
Not that I've run into yet.
No.
Okay.
I don't spook too easily, surprisingly. And even my grandma scared me in the hallway the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, I was coming out of the bathroom and she was coming back, and bless her soul, because I freaking love my grandma. But she's like, bah! And I jumped back screaming, and I even pulled my fist back. And I said, "Oh my God, Grandma, I'm sorry. I would never pull my fist back at you, but you scared me."
Yeah,
And
definitely.
she's like, "It's okay. I know. It's because you were scared." It's like, yeah, because I would never actually raise my hand to you.
Listen, anybody out there watching the show right now, if you want to get on to the live chat, put something in. You know, we'll get back to you. If any questions that you want to ask me, feel free. Or the miners, you know, ask them too. Please feel free to type or whatever you got to do. I know the Penguin game starts on at 8 o'clock, but this is more important.
You can multitask. Do two
Yeah.
things at once.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and let everybody know how things came about.
Okay. Back in 1983, I was in the United States Navy and I was taking a drug called antabuse. And antabuse is a drug that weans you off alcohol. And I was taking it for about a year. And one day I got depressed and I drank a fifth of Jack Daniels. And I died. I just died. And when I came through, I started to see things, hear things, and feel things that were not there. And it was really spooking me out because I really thought I was going insane. I couldn't figure out why I was seeing a person over there by the bunk that wasn't there. I talked to ghosts. I always talk to ghosts, but I talked to priests. I talked to ministers. I talked to doctors about it at the time, and no one had an answer for me. And so in '85, I stayed in Florida, and I hooked up with a couple that kind of took me under their wing and explained to me what was going on. And I got a better resolve with it. I kind of knew what I was dealing with at the time. So it still freaked me out, but
Right.
I just, and that's how it all started. As time went on, I did meditating. I learned how to meditate from a very dear friend of mine. And at that time, she taught me how to deal with my spirit guides.
You got to speak up a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're not hearing me?
No.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
That's good.
Okay. Okay. So I was taught how to deal with my spirit guides by meditating from a very dear friend. And from meditating and getting involved into the Native American spirituality at the time, my spirituality, it just seemed to grow. I started to feel connected to spirit all the time now. And it was really, really great. I learned a lot. And so back March 6th, 2006, at Eaton Park up on West Liberty Avenue in Dormont, that's where I formed the Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. And back then, I formed a group. I forget the name of the little website that you sign things up to do things. And all I wanted to do was go to a cemetery or go to like Blue Mist Road or something to do on a Saturday night. And we just took off. We'd do cemeteries and we would go and do Blue Mist Road and we would do all other kind of things. And I remember October 2006, we did our first private residence down in Elkhorn, PA, Benola. And that's when it started. And we didn't advertise. It was all done by word of mouth. And we started to get calls from different people. We did a lot of work down in the Mon Valley at the time. And it was getting to the point at the beginning we were at least doing 2 investigations a week, sometimes 3. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I met a lot of people, met a lot of very good people. I got to meet a lot of people in the paranormal field as time went on. And what makes my day is that when I can leave a customer, a client's house, and give them that peace of mind, that knowing that everything is going to be okay. It's what makes me very, very happy, and I kind of like it just brings joy. And the big thing for me too also is just listening to ghost stories. I forgot to tell you that. That's a big thing I like to do. I'd rather listen to a good ghost story.
Well, after this, we can sit around and tell ghost stories.
That's not a problem.
We don't have no plans later.
But I like to listen to people's stories because, for the longest time.
I can tell you some crazy ghost stories growing up, not knowing my abilities.
Sweet, sweet. But back before, when I was young, and whenever you saw ghosts, when people would see ghosts or have different type of stuff that would happen to them or in their house at the time, it was like a sin to talk about it.
Yeah.
It really was. And that's one great thing about the paranormal shows that started out like Ghost Hunters, and was it gave the people the opportunity to talk to somebody about it. Talk about that thing that they hear bump in the night, or why is my lights going on, or why are my keys always being lost, where I know that I put them. And so by just helping them understand what's happening, okay, it just gives me that nice peace of mind.
Tara in the chat wants to know, what is the most difficult thing for you to deal with when you have a member of Pittsburgh Paranormal Society that doesn't know how to handle their abilities?
Hi, Tara. That's my group. She's in my group. Well, how do I handle somebody that don't know how to handle their abilities? I just let them do what they have to do. If they come and they tell me, this is what I feel, this is what I sense, okay, I let them have it. You know what I mean? I let them have it. I said, and it was taught to me a long, long time ago. It's like psychic work or sensitivity work is like having a multiple choice question, okay? Whenever you take a test and you read the question and you've got 4 answers, and the very first answer that comes to you at that time is usually correct. So if you saw a dead boy over there in the corner on your very first, it's more than likely dead. So I help people understand, or the people in my group and people who are not in my group, that whatever they hear, feel, or sense, or with their nose, ears, and eyes, go for it. Write it down. Tell us who it is. Keep a journal if you need to, and then after a week, read the journal back over, and if you have any questions, and then you talk to me or the miners or whoever is available at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Tara, for the question.
My girl.
But yeah, I mean, I'm with you, because I know I was always a little, There's times where Eric and I will be driving down the road, and I'm like, oh my God, oh my God. And he's like, what? And I'm like, you didn't see that little girl on the side of the road, or that? No. I'm like,
oh, he's driving.
Oh.
He's driving. What's really creepy, I like to go to Gettysburg a lot, and I forget, I think I was around near Wheatfield? Not the Wheatfield, the Orchard, Peach Orchard.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my friend of mine, we went up there one time, and it was just about dusk, and we really weren't getting no orbs or anything like that. So my mom got me the CD called The Chieftains. It's an Irish folk group.
Okay.
So I put it in my car, in the CD in the car, and turned it up. And when they started hearing the music, and that's when all the orbs started to dance. It was like really, really cool.
See, I do believe in orbs, but I also believe like the myth or like the bugs and dust particles and stuff like that. But there really is orbs too. Like you just got to know the difference between.
I'm glad that you brought that up, Caleb, because I know the bugs, the dew,
Mhm.
um, and I love the bugs. If you ever get the chance to take a bug picture at night, you see the wings fly. It looks like an angel. So if you ever decide to go out and grab your camera and take a picture of a bug at night, it looks like an angel. But the only thing for me about orbs, there's all kinds of different orbs, and you got different colored ones, and you got your light ones, you got your dark ones, you got your heavy ones. When you video camera, like well, this happened to us on a lot of investigations, to where my cameraman Russell Run, he would take video of certain places where I think he'd get some evidence, and a lot of people say that it's just dust.
Yeah.
But when the dust is coming at you through the camera and decides to go up like that,
Dust doesn't do that.
the dust goes up.
And
or it
actually,
goes down.
bugs have a hard time navigating too to do stuff like to
Exactly.
dodge stuff. So
When the spirit is in an orb field, in the orb situation, then and it does weird stuff. You know that's a ghost.
Yeah.
I have no doubt. You know, I'll take that to my
I
grave.
know people in Gettysburg have said, I haven't got a picture of anything, and somebody tells them, well, ask nicely. And so they'll say, can I please take your picture? And then take it, and then stuff shows up.
Yes, exactly.
And
yes.
then the next time they take a picture, there's nothing there.
Right.
So, I mean, that there proves, you know. And,
Well,
and they can't manifest every time
Yeah.
as a figure of, you know, your pap, your grandma, a ghost soldier. It's hard for them to do stuff like that.
Because there's not enough energy around for
Right.
them to feed off in order to make.
Now, I
Yeah.
have seen a soldier walking on the battlefield of Gettysburg. And when I told Eric and my aunt to look, and I looked back, gone.
Mhm.
And there was nobody else in that field because nobody really goes to that field.
Where is the part of the battlefield where you actually see the canister still in the farm building?
You're talking about the
It was a
Tross-
The
Trossel.
Trossel.
the
Yeah.
Trossel
Yeah.
farm.
Okay, the Charleston farm. Well, I was driving by there one night, and honest to God, a red dot just came, shoo, stopped, looked at me. It's just red.
Yeah.
And it went, shoo. I was like, man, that was cool.
You missed the
That's
open
weird.
houses down there. We got to go
Yeah, we
through
got to
that
go
one.
inside the barn and
Oh, man.
see it from the inside.
I'll show you the pictures
Yeah,
after the
I
show.
took a ton of pictures, so.
I'm to ask you about the fairy picture a group member caught.
My brother. Ah, the ferry picture down in Elizabeth, PA. Yeah. My brother was out. We were investigating a place down in Elizabeth, and at the time, my brother had a camera, and he started to take pictures of, you know, pick up some orbs or something like that. And he got this one picture. It wasn't a bug. Okay. It wasn't an insect. It seriously, I mean, 100% looked like a fairy.
That's crazy.
It was cool. I'm gonna have to email that.
You will have to email it to me, and I'll even put a watermark that says PPS on it.
Yeah.
That way we can share it if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, my brother, that was like a really good find
Yeah.
from my brother picking that up. When I look at evidence, you know, I don't know about you guys, but when I first started out, I would take 400 or 500 pictures at one time.
That's how it used to be in Gettysburg. Snap, 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 snap.
And then you'd be sitting there the next day looking at every single picture, you know, dissecting the whole thing. What do you see? But after a while, what would happen, you get used to it. You know, and the way I do it is I look at the picture, and if I see an abnormality, you know, I'll save it.
Right.
But out of 400 pictures taken in an investigation, if I get one good one, I'm a happy camper. I don't know about you all.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're at a site for, let's say you're there for 2 hours, and you just happen to be pointing your camera at that exact second, taking that exact picture to get something. I mean, it's even if you're taking 400 pictures, it's still
Right.
really good. That you
I
just
got a picture
happen
in
to-
Gettysburg. Okay. And I'm not one to believe in aliens. Okay. I do believe that there are other life forms. How can we be the only life form? Okay. But I have to see if I can find it. But this, it looks like an alien. Like,
It does. We're trying to replicate this because it's kind of in the Devil's Den area.
yeah, I gotta think of where I have my Gettysburg pictures.
It does kind of look like a stereotypical alien from the side profile, though, just
Uh-huh.
walking with like the big head, small body,
Yeah, it's
just
not.
kind of
That'd be kind of weird.
walking through the
That'd be
woods.
cool.
Like,
That would be cool.
you know, it's one of them things. Like, I'm trying to debunk it, but it's like it's
Which I think it's just like a tree, like how your mind
yeah,
matrix
it might
stuff.
be something along those lines.
And it's okay. That's one big thing. Everybody out there who wants to become a ghost hunter, you know, you could take a picture, and you can find like 30,000 things in that picture that you might think that is a, spiritual.
Right.
The best one, the most creepiest picture that I got. We were up in Leechburg, and I took a picture of a mirror. Now, granted, the mirror was a little dirty. Okay. And I took this picture, and I took it home, and the next day I looked at it, and it's a picture of a goat face.
A goat face.
A goat face,
Okay.
dressed in a three-piece suit, holding human heads in her arms.
Oh my.
That's the weirdest thing in the
Tell
world.
me about it, dude. I've gotten some weird pictures. Your audience might think I'm a nutcase now, but that's
Well, if
okay.
they think you're not case, then the rest
It's
of us
a
are
paranormal
too.
channel, so I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
that's the
But
definition.
man, this thing, I'm telling you what, it scared the living day. I think I still have it, you know. And another picture I got up from Leechburg, with cameras, especially digital cameras, there's really no double exposure going on there.
Right.
They have one me split in half.
Huh.
Yeah.
Split in half.
Split in half, like going one way and I'm always going the other way. It's really
That's really weird. That's like
I always have trouble finding this picture, and I don't know why. Like,
Do you think maybe we're not allowed to look at it right now?
no, because this is every time I look for it.
you need to save it right on your desktop.
I know.
So come on, everybody, start sending in more questions. I'm here for a while. And
The best tool, Tara, I think, for an investigation is your voice recorder. And yourself. Actually, yourself's the best piece of equipment you can use. But the second best would be a voice recorder, I think. What do you think, Eric?
Well, yeah, voice recorders probably. And I like to run a video at the same time while we're doing that, because that way, if you're looking at a video and saying, well, this happened around this time, you can kind of compare and see, well, was somebody moving? Was there some object that was something that would create that sound? And if you can't find anything physically that would logically create a sound like that, there's a good chance you might have something. But that is, I think EVP is like probably one of the easiest ways for spirits to communicate with you. Because a lot of, we might get all these fancy tools like REM pods, periscopes, and stuff. And if you're trying to communicate with spirits from like the 1800s, are they really going to know exactly what to do with that or how to manipulate
not
that?
at all. Not at all.
So, voice, we've had spoken language for hundreds and hundreds of years. So
Here's a question, guys. Here's a question. If you're in Italy, do you have to bring a translator around?
I've always wondered, and somebody, I forget who it was saying about ghost hunters went to some kind of, it was in Russia, and they're trying to communicate in English. And it's like, if these spirits are Russian they're not going to have a clue what you're saying to them.
Exactly. So, what would you do? Would you bring an interpreter with you?
I've seen it done where they have done that, and that seems to make the most sense
Mm-hmm.
because otherwise, I don't see how you would get any kind of communication whatsoever.
Okay, so this is the picture without me bringing it in for you to look, okay?
Right.
No, right here.
Oh hell, that is cool as hell.
Look.
Holy crap!
Yeah, it's like
Oh my God! If anybody ever sees, no, it.
We're gonna post that after.
Yeah, post that please so everybody can. There's no. That's wild. Something out of Alien.
And see, like I said, I have this picture, but I'm still a skeptic.
Right. What do you think that picture is?
I think it could be. You see how these branches are coming in, and this, and then maybe a piece of clothing or something's there, or a piece of garbage. You know how people were ignorant.
No, that was a piece of garbage, right? There'd be more garbage hanging around. You know what I mean? There'd be a lot more garbage.
See, like the head maybe being a plastic bag, but there's a body shape there.
It's just from the.
I don't know. Like I said, I've tried to debunk it.
Did you did you put it in like reverse? Did you make it negative? Did you put a negative tilt on that
No.
bad boy? Put a negative tilt on it. If it's solid, you got something.
Let's see if they have negative on here. I might have to do it in Photoshop. You guys go ahead and finish talking. I figure this out.
I mean, when you're very spiritual.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
you're talking.
So, if you're dealing with a lot of people who aren't spiritual, or you're dealing with the general public that calls you for help, and you need to try and show them some evidence more so than just if they're skeptical and you're going in there and telling them what you feel.
Mm-hmm.
They might not necessarily, believe it at first.
Okay, here this is.
What type of
Go ahead.
do you use for evidence in that regards?
I missed your last question because
I'm sorry.
this young lady interrupted.
I'm sorry.
What do I use for evidence in order for them to prove that they exist?
I mean, like, what would be your favorite type of equipment to use in order to prove?
K2 meters.
Okay.
K2 meters to me is the best piece of equipment out there. I got AJ in my group, my brother Patrick, but AJ and Jan. I got to give a shout out to my group members. Everyone.
Absolutely.
Janice Ron, Russ Ron, Patrick Kelly, Tara Brecken. Sorry, Tara.
Breckenridge is a straight in Gettysburg.
Roy, yeah, I know. It is. Roy. And everybody that has been part of my group for over the last 11 years. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now, and PPS wouldn't be where they're at. So I do appreciate what you have done for me. Thank you. But back to the K2 meters. Whenever you're in a room and you take your base reading with the K2, see if there's any spikes or anything like that, right? And it's just a normal green, the first light. And you're sitting there with the client, and you have it holding out, or even sitting on a table, and you ask a question, and it lights up on the question.
Right.
To them, in my experience, has been the proof for the people.
Right. Just like
That's
the mini
true.
red pod.
And when we was in doing a house investigation at one point where our EMF detector did not go off all night. We had it sitting on a coffee table, and there was the spirit that was there, we believed was there, had a connection with one particular person. As soon as we said their name, it spiked all the way to red. And that was essentially one of the only times it went off the entire time we were there.
And like the mini red pod, it went off at one particular place, and it would answer questions. But then when we took it on a different investigation, it didn't go off all night. So
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, it's funny how certain areas, depending on what type of spirit you're dealing with, they connect with different devices.
Exactly.
But the K2 definitely seems to be one that connects a lot more than some of the others.
To me, that is like the best piece of equipment. A friend of mine, Rick, out in Plum, Rick Sly, he made a um, a K2 quad box where they put K2 four K2 meters, one here, 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 and here. And when we used it, we could tell if the ghost was answering on the right or the left
Huh.
or in front or in back.
yeah.
That was sweet, man.
Could you get like intelligent responses, like where if you would say, "Can you make the left one go off?" or "Can you make the right one go off?" or was it more
Just asking the question and whatever side
see
that
which one went?
went,
Okay.
you know.
My mom has a question.
Hi, Mom.
What was your scariest moment and where was it?
My scariest moment was at the beginning of my investigations with PTS. We were at a house and there was a baby in a crib being thrown up against the wall. You know, that was the story that got us there. And when I walked into the room, there was a ton of evilness in that house, in that room, that baby's room. And when I witnessed that, that was probably the most scariest situation that I ever been in. But well, I would say the saddest thing.
Yeah.
The scariest, to be honest with you, Mom, okay, I look at it like going into a place and talking with spirits like they were human beings. You know what I mean? Because that's what they are, you know.
Most of them.
Some of them are evil, some of them are nice, some of them are sad, you know. But I've learned from day one at the beginning where if you treat them with respect, if you talk to them like they want to be talked to, you know what? They will try to talk if you want to listen.
Yeah.
Or if you're with a paranormal group and you start running your EVPs or your K2s, you more than likely would probably get a response. We it's on how you treat them, you know. Now, if I died and I'm in my house and the people who own the house now, and they call in a paranormal group to investigate, and I hear somebody calling my name, calling me bad names just to get a response out of me, like, I'm going to bed. I'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or I'll make life really hell for y'all, you know.
Right.
And that's how it is. I've learned through all my dealings where if you don't show them respect, you're either going to really mess you up or they're just not going to want to talk to you.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of time, whenever we go on investigation, we don't do all-nighters, okay? Because I do work the next morning. But what I do, we go start about 9:30, and we're out of there by 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm going to explain that because to me, that's the prime time for hauntings.
Yeah.
Okay. Between those hours of 9:30 and 1. And when you're sitting there and you're getting responses, you know, the spirits are going to get bored with you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to get bored. They're going to say good night and they're just going to leave. And that's why, you know.
Sometimes even you go all night and you don't hear anything, and then when you're about to wrap up, that's when everything starts happening. It's like, really?
Yes.
You couldn't talk to me the other time?
That's right. And they're like, aha, we got you. You know, it's crazy. I always wonder what they think when they see people investigating them. What do they think? we're going to show this boy. We know what they do.
Yeah.
Should we do this or should we do that? And I'm like, no.
There's times where we even get EVPs where it's like, let's scare them out of here. And it's like, we're coming to look for you. So.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's just like people, there's mischievous.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a
Oh,
lot.
of course. Of course they are. You know, some have fun, some don't.
Yeah. See, Mom has dealt with hauntings with me. She's the one that was my backbone when I, started showing my abilities, whereas my dad would be like, you're crazy, you're just sleeping. And Mom would listen to everything I had to say, and she would help me, and, because my pap had abilities too.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Mom was my backbone. Still is my backbone. I'll still call her today. Hey, we just did this investigation and this and this happened. And she'd be like, oh, yeah, well, how'd this work out? Or how'd that work out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course. Absolutely. This is great. You run a nice show here.
Oh, thanks.
Come on, everybody. Let's go. Come on. Start asking more questions. It's all right.
Mom, yeah, sure, and that goes for you, too.
I'm just excited the stream hasn't crashed. This is the first time we've done this in, I better knock on wood. We haven't run YouTube in a while.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're back on YouTube, too. This will be where our shows are every other Friday, so.
Yeah, just for the record, if you can't make a show, the archives do show up on our channel. So there should be a button that says subscribe either to the right of us or down below us. You can click on that and you'll be updated not only when we go live, but when our videos are uploaded as well.
And you never know when you'll see Shawn again.
That's right. Probably 2 weeks from now.
No, 2 weeks from now we'll be in Gettysburg.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Gettysburg action. That's what I want to talk a little bit about. Going up to Gettysburg the 2nd through the 6th. And
yeah, he's going longer than us.
Yeah, definitely.
I might not go at all. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
And what my group is going to do is we're going to tackle Culp's Hill. Okay, Culp's Hill was day 1 of the battle. And to me, out of that whole area in Gettysburg, on the battlefield, Culp's Hill to me is the most haunted place going on.
It's one of the most haunted.
It is extremely haunted. I mean, if you're ever in Gettysburg, go to Culp's Hill and just walk up the hill. It will freak you out. I'll tell you what, it will definitely freak you out. I had a TV show going on for a while, Paranormal Pittsburgh, and we filmed up in, it's on YouTube too. We filmed up in Gettysburg, and what happened was we were like, the middle part of Culp's Hill, okay? So I had the boys and girls there. I was filming them. Honest to God, somebody or some spirit, whatever, threw a big stone at my girl, Chloe, and it was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then we're walking back to the car, and all of a sudden you hear like these little pebbles being tossed at you. It was really crazy. I remember one time up Culp's Hill, I was by myself. It was like a full moon. It was really cool. It was full moon. And I'm walking up. And what happened was like, I was walking up the hill, and honest to God, I don't know if they have acorn trees up there or not. I don't know. But all I know is it felt like all these acorns were falling off the tree. I turned around and looked at it.
I want to say they do.
I'm going to have to look for that. Question?
Yeah, for us. She asked if our group uses anything for seances such as Ouija boards, etc. We do not. I said we do not use Ouija boards. We do not do seances. We don't participate in anything like that. We don't like the portals that it could open. Let me tell you about my very first paranormal experience that I don't remember, but this is per my mom. They were playing the Ouija board one night, and I woke up screaming in the middle of the night, and they got me to calm down. And then the next morning, everybody was up for breakfast, and my uncle, who was like my father, was in the kitchen, in the living room watching TV. And he says, "Come here, watch TV with me." And I said, "No." And I would never tell my uncle no because he was like my dad, like I said. And he goes, "What's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you coming to me?" I told him there was a man standing behind him. So I finished breakfast and stuff, and I still wouldn't go to him. So he ended up cracking the Ouija board over his knee and burning it.
Mm.
And then I went back to him. The guy was gone.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Little piece of advice.
Don't ever burn it.
Don't burn it. Don't throw it away. What I suggest that you do is you take the Ouija board and you find an old tree, an old oak tree, an old solid, strong tree. And what you do is bury it, the whole board, the whole box, everything with that Ouija board. You just throw it in that hole and you throw some sea salt on it, because sea salt like holds.
And bind it in burlap.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about burlap. I just throw sea salt on it.
Okay.
Burlap sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And then you dig it up. And the reason why and then you put the dirt back on and you bury it. And the reason why you do that, because the spirit is bound to the earth, to Mother Earth, okay, to where it's not going nowhere. Now, if that board ended up in Louisville, Kentucky, that spirit's going to be in Louisville, Kentucky,
Yeah.
So in order, if you think you got something bad going on with some kind of equipment or some sort, bury it. Seriously, bury it. I personally don't believe in a Ouija board. It does do some bad things, opens up some bad portals, but I need to tell you that I do know people that do use the Ouija board, but when they do use it, they don't use it for personal gain. Some of them do work the Ouija board for just to do it, and they're not haunted. Okay. Some people believe in the Ouija board, and with that, I respect that. It's not like I'm telling you that you can never use it again, But if you know what you're doing with the board and you feel safe with the board, then go do it. Just don't be silly.
Yeah.
And go out and call on like Mother Mary or whatever you want to call on any type of spirit, because you just do not know who you're calling in. And to be honest with you too, now you want to go do that Ouija board crap. All right. This is for newbies. This is not.
That Ouija board crap.
Yeah. Spirits lie. They will deceive you. They will tell you that they are a good person. They will tell you whatever you want to hear. And if you don't have any inkling, or if you feel like, okay, I got my spirit guide, we'll say Ezekiel, right? Okay. And actually Ezekiel is Donovan, who's a bad ghost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that Ezekiel, that Donovan will make him feel like he's very comfortable until you let your guard down and boom, they got you. They're very tricky on that. And speaking of Ouija boards, I've done a couple clients' houses where the client was in their 40s or late 40s, and they played with the Ouija board when they were teenagers, and something attached to them.
Kind of like the case that we're doing.
Back then. And in the spirit, they're patient. They ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
And then whenever they find that vulnerable time in order to get you, they will snatch you up. Absolutely. So whenever you want to do something like that, please, do it with somebody that knows what they're doing.
My aunt said, have you ever, did he ever get a good apparition or a voice?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes, very much so. I got some bad ones too, really bad ones. The biggest one, the good ones that I've gotten were hellos or hi, or they kind of like old grandmas. Grandmas come out a lot, okay, and the grandmas were cool.
I accidentally closed out of the chat.
We better get back on there.
Oh man.
I know. Go ahead.
Don't worry, everybody. She just accidentally got out of the chat.
Technical difficulties
Yes.
here, you know.
But
Creator Studio, dude.
there's some good stuff to say. A lot of the stuff you hear is yes and no and hi and bye.
Yeah, she's getting it. Live streaming. Events. Go to the control room. Scroll down.
Are we still on?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still on.
Okay, now the worst one I
Okay,
got.
I got it.
The worst one I got. Me and my team member, we were up in Monroeville, and we were doing a walkthrough in this house. This house was really, really haunted. And so my group member, she went upstairs and she was doing some EVPs. So after it was all over and said and done with, I'm talking to the client, setting a date for us to come. And all of a sudden, my teammate comes out of the car. You got to hear this. You got to hear this. You got to hear this. And she played it. And in her question, she said, "How old are you?" And the guy answered, 93.
Nice.
The dude that the client we were at, right? He was in tears. That was his father's voice.
Aw.
And his dad died at 93.
See, I
But
want
his
stories
dad-
like that though.
But his dad was a bad person.
Oh.
Yeah, because he didn't like his wife.
Mm.
And how we got that one, it's been a while, but I like to share it. But what got me what he got a hold of us was, his wife was at work. She was a nurse. So he's leaving to go to work. Now, there's nobody in the house. He gets a phone call on his cell phone from his house with nobody on it. Now the message was, kill the nurse.
Oh my.
The dad didn't like the wife.
So he didn't like his daughter-in-law.
Yeah, it was it. But when we got to 93, that was awesome. That was
Yeah.
great.
And see, spirits can have vengeance.
Yeah.
Like they. My pap and I had this thing where, if I passed away first, I would come back and see him, and if he passed away first, he'd come back and see me. So a year went past, and I was pretty mad because I was like, Pap never came and seen me, and he keeps our promises. Like what, you know? And Eric's always like, well, you don't know, what is in the next thing where if you're allowed to communicate with this person or that person. So it's like, yeah, that's true. Well, it was either spring or fall. I was painting my grandma's front porch, and out of the corner of my eye, I seen something blue walking. And when I turned around, my pap was there in his blue dicky pants, his suspenders with his white shirt, smirking at me. So he kept his promise.
I like little stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And if you know my pap, which you don't, but
No.
he's particular on how stuff is done. So apparently I was painting to his liking because he wasn't yelling
Oh
at
my
me.
God, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't know.
Oh, speaking of that, remodeled houses.
Oh,
Holy
yes.
mackerel.
I don't know what happened. Our house, there was nothing going on in our house, and then he started remodeling. There you go. That
The
you're
remodeling.
messing with it.
Yep. I don't like the way you're painting. I don't like the way you caulked it. I don't like the sight of that new polka dot freaking wallpaper.
I don't like that you knocked out that wall to make
Yes.
this room bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you start doing that.
A lot of spirits, they get angry, and because you're messing with their stuff.
See, our house on 7-Eleven, things didn't happen at first. And then Dad started remodeling everything, and that's when the coal miner came out, and the soldier holding a baby, and...
Well, that's cool. Is there another question there? Is that your answer?
No, I said sorry, I accidentally hit the X.
Oh, okay.
You never want to hit the X.
Well, something else popped up, and I hit X, and I hit X too many times, and it... Boop.
Come on, everybody, start asking questions, man. Seriously, ask questions, please.
Um, what was your favorite investigation you've ever done?
A favorite? Prospect Place, Trimway, Ohio.
Okay, but just don't tell me any history on it.
We're going there next month. And like you're the third or fourth person within the last couple months that talked about how
They
great
loved
it
it.
was.
Yeah, since I can see here, is that a bee?
I think it's a mosquito.
Since I can see here and sense things and use my abilities, I don't want to know anything about it and see what I pick up on and see what
I'm
Eric
not going to
validates.
say a word. I'm not going to say a word about what happened. It's good. It's nice.
I can I can go somewhere while you tell them if you want to.
Tell.
Since that's your favorite investigation.
Oh, it is. I loved it down there. There's a lot of stuff that happens down there, and there's a lot of stuff that don't happen.
Should I walk away?
No, why?
So you can tell them.
Yeah, walk away.
Okay.
She just wants to walk away.
I'll use the facilities.
We'll make sure you're in.
I'll be back
Go
in 3 minutes.
All right. She's leaving. She probably got. Okay, we're good. Prospect Place was a part of. It's a mansion down in Trimway, Ohio, which was part of the Underground Railroad. There also was a girl there that committed suicide, or she jumped out of the window, as you know, they say that she did. But there's part in the cellar area where if you sit there, you can actually see spirits going like this, like that, shadows, a lot of shadows. What happened to me down there one time, I was laying in bed. You sleep down there.
Okay.
And honest to God, what happened was I heard the woman say, two women were talking. Who is he? Who is he? Right in my freaking there. And I opened up my eyes. No one is there.
Oh, that's great.
Then I heard gentlemen talking out in the hall. And I figured it was somebody there with part of the group. I get out and I'm hearing the talking. I went over and nobody was there.
Nobody's there either.
Yeah.
Huh.
What we got there, bro?
What's that?
These numbers right here.
Oh, these are just like the average time people watch and
Okay.
how many people are on. Like the stats aren't completely perfect. But
Come on, guys. Get on. Prospect Place. That's the deal.
Yeah.
If you get the opportunity, please go down to Prospect Place. And the money that you pay for it, investigating, actually goes into the renovation of the mansion itself.
It's actually not that expensive. I think
$70.
$70. You have to have at least 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like an all-night investigation, and you get to stay there.
Yeah,
so
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's like you basically have almost a full day. It's well worth.
Oh my God.
$70 a person to go, especially all that I've read up on it, and the reason Kayla left, I don't think she said why she left, but she left because she don't want to know any prior information on it. Kind of wants to just pick up on how she feels about it, and see what she gets, and then we'll try to confirm or what she feels when we get there.
I'm going to give you a name. The ghost down there that I have a good relationship with down there. Her name's Constance.
Constance. Okay.
Yes.
Is there a particular place that you would?
She's all over the place down there.
She's everywhere.
Everywhere. Except down in the cellar. The cellar is out in the barn. The barn is really, really haunted. The barn's really haunted. They actually hung somebody in that barn.
Okay.
We've gotten a lot of good stuff there.
Okay. They confirmed that historically that someone was hung there?
I do believe they did.
Okay.
I do believe.
Because I know I know in Gettysburg there's Sachs Bridge,
Hmm.
and there's always those rumors about someone being hung there, but there's no actual
No,
historic.
no, there's no. You're right, but I could tell you on Sachs Bridge, what I think is the second most haunted area up in Gettysburg area, which is not on the battlefield. Um, there is one Confederate soldier on that bridge,
Okay.
and he won't give me his name, but I know he's from Tennessee.
Huh.
No lie. And he likes a crowd too. He likes to show
He
off.
likes the crowd. Okay.
He likes a crowd because I went up with that K2 quad thing,
You're good.
and with the K2 quad up there on the bridge, and he was lighting it off.
Huh.
And then it died down. Nobody else was on the bridge, and he quit.
Yeah.
So I would always leave him a cigarette and a matchstick.
Are we talking
Okay.
about
We're
Gettysburg?
talking about
Yeah.
Sachs Bridge again.
How did I go? How I missed that?
But
Trust me.
I'm back.
we always get with my car radio when we go to Sachs Bridge. I've had on 2 separate occasions. I don't know which side you go into Sachs Bridge. We go in where the cornfield is.
Yeah.
And
Is that
park.
where you park right there? At the
Yeah, there's
cornfield?
like a dirt.
Yeah.
And we was pulling out of there. My radio was off, and the only way to turn it on is a physical button and a touchscreen. And I'm turning the wheel with both my hands, and the radio just turns on. And I do have buttons on my steering wheel, so I was playing around with them, thinking, well, maybe there's a button that turns it on, but there's not.
Right.
None of those buttons will actually turn on the radio, and that was the first time. And then on the second occasion, I didn't say that yet. On the second occasion, we were actually driving down Baltimore Pike. About 5 minutes after we left Sachs Bridge, the radio was on, but the volume was turned clear to 0.
Mhm.
It jumped to like 15 for no reason whatsoever. No one touched a knob, nobody hit a button, and it's just for some reason my car radio. And it's only in regards to Sachs Bridge.
Really?
For some
Which
reason.
was funny because while we were down there, I was like, Eric, somebody's trying to get my attention, but I just want it to be us. You know, I don't want to be bothered. Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
we weren't investigating the second time. We were just there taking pictures, enjoying it, because it was cold. There wasn't a whole lot of people there. I think it was just us.
Yeah.
So we were kind of just enjoying the rare, peaceful moment you actually can get at Sachs. And that happened.
Did you ever walk along the creek?
Yeah.
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 Down below.
That's creepy down there, man. That's creepy.
Yeah.
It's a
Down
really nice shot up.
Yes. That's actually my
Yeah, it's a back.
I love it. That's a very beautiful bridge.
thing.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
beautiful bridge.
Tara said, what are your abilities, both the miners and Shawn?
You know mine, Tara.
I'm able to see, hear, and sense spirits ever since before I could even remember. And I'm starting to learn to communicate with them a little bit better.
Good. Mine is I see them, I hear them, I feel them. Basically, very empathic, very sensitive. I do other things that I really don't wish to put out on public
Okay, that's
TV
fine.
or,
Yeah.
you know, there's other things I do, and the whole world don't need to know right now.
Right.
You know, so
Absolutely.
your normal talking, hearing, seeing, smelling things. You know, it's crazy. Go to an old lady's house, an old lady ghost, and they have Jean the Tay.
You want to hear something
Perfume.
crazy?
What's that?
Well, first of all, Eric don't have any abilities.
I make good Alfredo sauce.
Yes.
And I'm really
His-
good with technology.
Yeah, he's our tech specialist. And, well, you did see an apparition, so I mean.
Yeah, at Bushy Run.
Yeah.
I did. And there's a lot of, that's a Native American. It looked like a Native American by its silhouette.
Yeah, and you can feel the difference in the air. So, I mean, he's kind of starting to tune in a little more.
Yeah.
Good.
But, the one night, like I told you, my pap had dementia. And it was my night to stay with my pap. And my grandma has a built-in porch. And you have to come in through their door in between the living room and then the built-in porch. And I was trying to sleep that night because my pap used to get up because he had sundowners. So it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and he would be up thinking the day was ready to start when you just, just wanted to sleep. But this particular night, I heard the doorknob jiggling, and I'm thinking, I'm not looking out that window because something's going to be staring back at me, and it's not going to be fun. So I kind of just ignored it and laid there, and I'm like thinking, Pat, please wake up, hurry up, And I look over, and my grandma's dad is standing there. And I described him to a T and never seen the man in my life.
Oh, wow.
Ever. And the next morning, I'm like, Grandma, I seen this man, and he looked like Herbie, which is her brother. And I said, but he was a little thinner, and maybe the same height, maybe a little shorter. And she showed me a picture, and she goes, is this the man? I said, yeah. She goes, that's my dad.
Wow, cool. Stuff like that's like really sweet.
Now, but he looked at me with these blue piercing eyes, and he didn't look very friendly.
No.
He looked very stern.
Well, you must have maybe didn't like your pap.
No, Grandma said he was that kind of way. He was nice to you, but he wasn't very nice to them. So.
Okay. Now, a little suggestion to all my viewers out there. If you have any children, our viewers, if they ever talk about seeing a ghost in their rooms or in a house of some sort, and they don't really cannot describe that person to you, pull out a photo album and start showing them pictures. I guarantee that they'll pick out a picture in the old photos of someone who has passed. Yes.
Yeah, they say kids are more sensitive because they're pure.
Cats. Yeah. Cats and kids. Cats and kids.
You don't have to worry about anything here.
I don't know if our cat sees anything.
She can't. There's nothing here.
Yeah, she just sleeps all day.
Oh, man, I was at my ex-girlfriend's house, and her cat was in the middle of the living room. He just did one of these numbers. Like that.
There is one day that she did freak me out, though, because she was in a playful mood. And she was, like, running through the house, and then she jumped up on the chair, and her ears went back, and she kind of did like she was looking at something. And I'm like,
oh, crap.
I'm like, looking, I'm like, did I bring something home with me? Because, well, we don't have anything here. And I'm like, Milo, what are you doing? And then she like looked and she took off running.
Oh, wow.
And then she was playing with her toy. So, I mean, it was just because she was in a playful mood, but she scared the piss out of me that night.
She did.
Yeah.
Cats and babies are the best, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, she brought up something that actually, if you're doing a lot of investigations in public places or even like private homes, we talked about attachments.
Mm-hmm.
What do you specifically do to kind of protect yourself from those attachments?
I have faith in God. You know, I have guardian angels.
Right. Now, do you do a protection prayer or anything like that?
No,
Closing
I
prayer?
don't. No, I don't. I know a couple of people in my group. They do smudge. All right. I don't condone it. Okay. I really believe whatever works for you, please do it.
Yeah.
You know, just don't do some type of ritual like at the house that we're at. You know what I mean?
No. We just do a protection prayer and then we do a closing prayer when we're done.
Which is cool. You know, I truly believe whatever makes you feel safe. Okay. So if it's the prayers, great. If it's not the prayers, like with me, I just have faith in God, and I work with, and my archangel is Uriel, Uriel. That's who I work with. All.
I use Michael.
Michael's cool.
Yeah.
Do you have any suggestions for a parent of a child, friend, that have abilities, especially one starting puberty? I personally, the thing that helped me was my mom listened. And she was there, and she believed me, and she's still there for me to this day. So if you could just be there and listen, and I mean, if you don't know what to do, listening is awesome, and help them more. Like, what is it that you see? You know, what does that person look like, or what did you experience? Stuff like that.
Don't
Personally,
yes, don't shun away from them. If they ask you a question, please just, or they tell you, listen to them.
hmm
Honest to God, listen to the kids. You know, because they're not making it up. Okay, and the more you distance yourself from your children, your kids, about, and they really need to know an answer, and you just don't want to deal with it, it's going to make life pretty hard for them as they grow older. And not so much that they have a gift of seeing spirits, but also in their everyday normal life. It's like, okay, I can't talk to this person because this is how I feel.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, but if you could just listen to your children, listen,
absolutely.
you know, and then don't tell them that they're retarded or they're dumb or you're not allowed to know this stuff.
Or
Don't,
they're just sleeping.
or just sleeping, whatever you excuse, listen to them. And if you don't really understand what they're talking about, then maybe you need to contact somebody that could talk to you and help you explain to them
Or even
what's going
somebody
on.
that would be able to help them, be their mentor.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
there are a lot of people out there that do want to help people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like us.
yes.
And I mean, I can say from personal experience with her, like I was with her before she was really embracing it, and then I was with her, you know, when she kind of eh, was encouraged, and I think that's what I'm getting at is like encourage them to explore that, because when she got her encouragement from sources, you know, I can't see that stuff, but I encourage her to, you know, go with that, and some others down in Gettysburg that encouraged, and it's really been a huge difference. And I think you would probably agree that your abilities have grown so much
Yeah.
over the last 2 years that we've been doing this. Like, well, we've been doing it longer than
Yeah.
that, but
I started embracing
it
it.
really took off in the last 2 years.
I actually used to think of my gifts as a curse.
Oh, I do today. Yeah, still they are.
Oh,
They
see,
are.
I don't think of it
Oh
anymore.
man. Oh my God.
We were chosen
Yeah.
to be like this so
It's-
we can help people and to help spirits.
True. Yeah. And we're times that it just gets a little too overwhelming.
It does. There are times where you just want to scream, "Shut the
Yeah.
front door," you know?
Basically, it's like I can't handle no more. I can't deal with this. So sometimes I really believe it is a curse, you know. But it's a gift. I know it's been given to me, and but also I have to kind of ask spirit to like slow down a little bit, you know, give me some breathing space.
Right.
Mhm.
Shawn knows my abilities, but what do you do for your anxiety brought on by your abilities? I personally try to ground myself. I'll look around the room and count 10 things while I'm trying to bring myself down from that anxiety. But if not, then I take an anxiety pill because there's nothing else I can do, and I'm gonna pass out from being so worked up. But it don't happen often anymore.
No, I mean, I think you've gotten better at finding like a comfort zone without relying on
You should
pills.
hook up with her on Facebook,
Sure.
Tara. Yeah.
Tara, just find me through Shawn's Facebook and add me.
Yeah. I think you two would like hit it off really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we will have you back on the show.
Oh, I'd love to come back. Absolutely.
We'll give 5 more minutes and then close it up because it is after 9.
Yeah, that's
So
fine.
it went,
I mean, we're not really
yeah,
on
we're
a
not on
time
a time limit.
but,
So, is there anything that you want to cover that we did not cover?
Whatever I was supposed to say tonight was said.
is there? Would you like to tell anybody watching like how they can connect with you and your group?
Oh, okay, yeah. I used to have a website, but that got a little expensive. So I'm on Facebook. It's Pittsburgh Paranormal Society. Again, I want to give a shout out to my group members.
Absolutely.
Val, who's been with me forever. My brother Patrick, Tara, Roy, Augie, Leanne, Sue, Janice, Russ. If it wasn't for you guys right now, we wouldn't be where we're at today. And again, I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
And we look forward to collaborating with you.
I
guys.
want to. Oh, absolutely. We definitely do. I now I know where you live, so
Yeah.
that's a pretty far ride from Pittsburgh. So we're gonna have to find somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But you're always welcome here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I had a great time.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did
it was
It
too.
was really fun.
And what we'll do too is we'll link your stuff in the description below our video after we're done with
Okay,
this.
cool. Absolutely. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll
Thank
put
you.
it on the page so it'll be easy to find.
Thank
Yes,
you, all
and
my
give
listeners.
give them a thumbs up. Go over and like their Facebook page once we put it on the bottom.
Yeah, and don't forget, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of the show. You'll get alerts and you'll get updates.
Go ahead, Shawn.
Happy hunting.
Happy hunting.
Happy
Yes.
hunting.
Happy hunting.
But go ahead.
Bye.
Our next show will be June 2nd, coming to you live from Gettysburg at the Ghost Exchange. Anything else?
I'm good.
No, I think we pretty much covered our bases.
All right. So thank you for watching the show.
We really appreciate it.
ParanormalMiners.com for updates.
Really appreciate it. Hope you all have a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
See you
See you
later.
later. Bye bye. We all.